Hello, and welcome to our next episode in our mobile app redesign for developers series with our special guest, Brandon Minnick. Hi, Brandon.
Hey.
How's
Yeah.
everything going?
Oh, good man. I'm working on a website.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
technically, technically not like making a website. I'm not coding anything. But you remember when you joined us on 8-Bits, the talk show
Yeah,
I do for Microsoft? So I was chatting with my co-host Chloe, and we are trying to get, I guess, more eyeballs, more engagement, because right now the show exists on YouTube. Like, you have the link to your episode and you can share it with everybody. But part of the problem is it lives in the Microsoft developer YouTube channel,
yeah,
and that's literally like all the Channel 9 videos go there. Like anything, pretty much any content we make at Microsoft gets dumped in that
yeah,
Microsoft developer channel. It's kind of a catch-all. I mean, there is a .NET YouTube channel, like there's a Xamarin channel, but like everything else just goes in Microsoft Developer. So
yeah,
you don't really see it. And like, even if you subscribe to Microsoft Developer, there's so much noise. Like, there's videos coming in every day, and it's in anything from like Python to machine learning to Ruby to our show.
yeah.
And so, yeah, we're trying to figure out a way to get more discoverability. So I started working on, it's essentially a blog for all intents and purposes, but each blog post is basically a rundown of the episode. So that's where you can find the link
Nice.
to the YouTube video, the link to the podcast, because we take the audio from that and make it into a podcast, and also to include a transcript. So I signed up for this. I think it's called Otter, this AI tool that you just give it the MP3, the audio file from the show, and it spits out the transcript, and it uses machine learning to start learning your voice. So it'll say, "This is
Oh,
Brandon speaking. This is Chloe speaking."
let me look that up.
It here,
Or,
yeah, I can share my screen.
yeah,
I'll give you a sneak peek of
that's
the website,
that's.
because the website's
Oh yeah.
technically live, but also very much a work in progress. Let's see. So
All
I was
right.
able to get the
There I have your
domain,
screen.
got the domain
Nice.
8bits.tv, which is kind of cool. So this is all we've got so far. That's that's it. But
Nice.
so this is the one, I guess, the oldest first episode I put up here. So we can check it out, and I'm gonna share it with Chloe, and we'll massage it a little bit. We'll make it prettier. But yeah, like right now, it's got a link to the podcast, link to the YouTube video. This is the transcript that I got,
Wow.
and this transcript. Let's see. Yeah, otter.ai. That's cool. I didn't realize you could do AI as a domain name. And so, yeah, I uploaded all the audio files from all our episodes. And actually, here's the one with you.
Oh.
So, what's kind of cool, I didn't turn on my audio when I shared my screen, so you won't hear anything. But when I play it, um,
It
so
reads it line by line and it highlights it. Oh
yeah,
my
so
god, that's
so you
nice.
can see it like dictating it back, and I can hear it in my headphones, so you guys can just
That's
trust
really
me.
nice.
But so yeah, it goes through and identifies the speakers. I'm gonna pause this because that's too loud in my headphones. But yeah, once we get down, like, then you join the show, and
Wait, the names you did not put the names on them?
I put the names in.
Ah, okay. I was like, wait, what is this?
So yeah, like when it starts, it just identifies you as speaker one, speaker two, speaker three,
Okay.
and it's pretty good for the most part. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, it's not 100% accurate, and especially when we talk about certain like tech terms or acronyms. And then there's times where like somebody tells a joke and we're laughing, and the laugh, or during the laugh, if you were saying like, maybe I'm talking and you're laughing, it
Yeah.
won't catch what I said in the transcript while the laugh is
Okay.
happening. But I mean, for the most part, it's pretty good. And It gives the opportunity for anybody that's maybe hard of hearing, or maybe the audio quality wasn't that good on an episode. Like not every guest is like you in stream. So sometimes the audio quality isn't great. And so if you want to go back and be like, what were they talking about? We're talking about bees? Like, I don't know. And so yeah, this gives the transcription. So I just kind of copy paste it here. And the ulterior motive for this is, and I don't know if this is going to happen, but with all these words.
So one minute, let me hold you back there. Can you scroll up the transcript? I think I saw something that it was not introduced by you, and it on the order, go all the way to the top.
Yes.
Yeah. And it generates keywords for you as well.
Oh yeah.
That's
so
really
this one's
nice.
kind of cool. Like if I click on university, that'll show everywhere. So like you're about to start university and talking about the good old days, and you can kind of jump to all the university references. So it's a pretty cool tool. I signed up for the yearly subscription, and I think it was $100 for the year. But since Chloe and I do this show every week, we'll definitely get our money's worth out of it. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool. And yeah, so yeah, we're hoping that hopefully maybe this helps somebody, but also maybe this will improve the search engine optimization. So everything we talked about is here now. So like with yours, if somebody was maybe Googling like Dominican Republic or programming or probably any of these keywords that show up at the top, that maybe our website will show up, and then that'll take them to the podcast. It'll take them to the YouTube video.
And so, this is really helpful because like in the old days, if you wanted to do a transcript, let's say for YouTube, you had to literally go there, listen to the video, and you're so transcriber, right? With this, you have like 80% of the work done, and then it's just fixing some of the sentences, and that's it. And remember the little trick I used last session? You can then take this English version, use Google Translate, and you can basically have both. You see?
I didn't even think about
that. So now
that.
you can have now you can have subtitles for your videos easily and everything. Yeah.
I wonder. Let me finish the website. Yeah. Right now I just have the first episode on here, but probably get the website in place. And yeah, that'd be really cool if we could provide this as like the closed captioning for YouTube, and then audio translate it maybe. I don't know. Yeah, that opens up a cool world.
Yeah. I see there's someone here in the chat. His name is Patrick. He's saying, hi, everyone. Saying hello here from Brazil. So, hey, Patrick, welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy what we're going to be doing today. And yeah, we're just talking about this cool tool Brandon found that is called Order.ai, that you can just take like a recording, like the one we're doing. The audio from the recording, you put it in the platform, and it's gonna generate the whole transcript for you. So a lot of work is saved there. You can do cool stuff like he's doing here. He's making his own website for the 8-Bit Show, which is an awesome Microsoft show. I recommend you go and look at it. And basically, they interview a ton of great professionals about their background and all the other fun stuff they do besides technology. So yeah, definitely recommend it. And he's basically taking this transcript and putting it in this new blog he's going to have. And you're going to be able to have a rundown of the whole session. So yeah, highly recommend it.
Yeah, and again, there's tons of things we can do once we get the website done. But something else I'm going to be looking into is like providing links. So like, let's see, I'm sure we mentioned, there's Azure right there. So like a link to Azure IoT, or let's see, did I mention Xamarin? Of course I mentioned Xamarin. So like link to Xamarin. So, try and just make it easier for folks. And it's because when you finish a show, we're like, we'll put it in the show links, blah blah blah. But when you're on all these different platforms, like we live stream to Twitch, we live stream to YouTube, we live stream to Microsoft Alert TV, we turn it into an audio podcast. You're now having to maintain all these different sources.
Yep.
And so another ulterior motive is when we start the show, we can share just the link to the website. So like whoever our guest is this week, we'll say like podcast, live stream, and transcript coming soon, or probably can link him to the upcoming YouTube video on the live stream. But that way we don't have to worry about like, oh shoot, did we update the notes for the podcast, or did we update the notes for the YouTube video? Yeah. Also, I don't have permission for the Microsoft Developer YouTube channel, so like I can't go back in and change anything. So this way we can just say like, we can just point to the website, and then this can be our source of truth.
Yeah, and it's definitely something you need, because you're basically a community now, as you are noticing, right? 8-Bits is a show, but actually you have a community of people that tune in every day to watch it every week. So it's getting difficult for you, as you're saying, to manage it, because you need to be in all these platforms, right? Because some people prefer YouTube, some others prefer Twitch. They prefer to get the notification through Twitter. So there's so many ways you need to communicate with your community that is really hard to manage it. So yeah, definitely having like a blog post where you can organize a whole summary. This is how I've been doing it, and the .NET community has been doing it as well. Like we have you see, we have an activity session in our blogs, and we just do like a rundown there. We put all the links, we put the slides, the pictures, because it's too much to manage for just one person that is doing it like on their free time besides work. Like this is a full-time job, guys.
It's a lot, man. Yeah, like I was just looking. This is your interview back in November, and it's almost at 1,000 views. Boom.
Yeah, we're famous. Yeah, nice. Look at the likes as well.
And that's right. Only one downvote. There's always one downvote.
I think that's the guy from our 1 star in the App Store. He's like, oh,
same
they
guy.
did an interview. Let me downvote here as well.
Oh man, I don't get it, man. Like, it's the only thing I can guess is that whoever downvotes, if it's objectively bad and there's the downvote ratio is really high, fine, whatever. Like, must have been bad content, but something like that where it's just 18-1 ratio of upvotes to downvotes, and it's got to be somebody that has just never created content before, because I've gotten that a bunch. I mean, because I speak at conferences a lot, I make YouTube videos a lot, write blog posts a lot, and like I've literally given conference talks where they did green, yellow, red for your feedback. So as people were leaving the talk, they would just grab a green card and put it in the bucket, or grab a red card, put it in the bucket. That's how you got your feedback. And yeah, there was one where like I got like 119 greens, 2 yellows, and a red. I was like, it's the red, like why? But also, also tell me so maybe I can fix something. But I mean, it can be anything, man. It's like somebody was cold and like, the conference room was too cold. Red. And like okay, thanks, but that's not really what it's for.
And definitely something I've noticed when devoting yourself to the community, starting speaking, because sometimes maybe someone is looking at that wants to be a speaker and says, he's getting negative comments, or he's getting some downvotes. I imagine if I did it, like I'm gonna get the same receipt. And no, totally don't worry about that, because first of all, it's really hard to start speaking, right? To get out there, lose your stage fright and everything. So everybody that's in the community that's doing this type of events, when we have a guest, like the least we want them to feel is pressure, right? And like they don't belong there, because they actually do. It's just like getting out there and talking. So if something came out wrong, nobody is gonna judge you in the video that you missaid something, because we know it's a lot of pressure and there's a lot, and you're always nervous. So that one downvote, we don't really value it that much. Like, oh my god, I can't sleep because I got one downvote. Because
Sorry,
okay,
man.
it's just
Be
a
up all
positive.
night.
Yeah. It's like a positive feedback, I would say, if they leave like the comment like, hey, I think your audio needs to get better, or maybe the subject you cover, you need to do some more research or something. But we don't see it as, oh my god, I'm marked for life, I can't speak anything else, right? So yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
and
take it. Yeah.
I'll say like you kind of you learn the difference between just criticism for the sake of criticism. Like
Yeah.
somebody like, I don't like your hat. Like, okay. But then sometimes like I post a video comparing mobile frameworks, and so I know I'm super biased because I love Xamarin, and I mean I used to work at Xamarin, so I I'm like a paid.
Yeah.
They paid me money back in the day, but
Yeah.
but yeah. So I did a video just comparing like making your iOS app in Xcode, making your Android app in Android Studio versus Xamarin, React Native, Flutter, PWAs, and um, uh, it's called choosing the best mobile framework.
Yeah.
And yeah, somebody left a comment on the video saying something like on the PWA slide. I forget which one I showed, but I showed something that I forget if it's not a PWA or if I forgot one. And that is good feedback. And like
Yeah.
I was able to respond because there was a comment in YouTube. So I just responded once I saw it. I was like, oh shoot, like thank you so much. Like I'll update the slides. Good catch, you know. And so there's gonna be good comments, but you gotta you're gonna have to sift through a lot of negative comments as well. Just and it's like I said, it's got to be people who have never made content before, people that
Yeah.
don't appreciate how much work goes into it, appreciate how just difficult it is just putting yourself out there. But
Yeah. And
I mean,
everybody gets it. Like it's not
yeah,
now
right.
that you're
Like,
just starting and everybody's gonna hate you. Like even sometimes I have a lot of fun looking at Hanselman's tweet, right?
oh
Because
yeah,
he's doing TikTok now, and he's focusing a lot more on his YouTube, and he just posts all these comments they put like you is like we're saying, it's just comments for the sake of commenting, and he's like handsome, right? He literally has worked almost for so many years at
he's been
Microsoft.
doing it for like
And
20 years, right?
yeah, and people are like, he's trying to explain like a cloud concept. And someone is like, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just like, okay, if he's getting it, it's okay if I'm getting it as well. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll never stop. I mean, yeah, even like celebrities, right? That's probably
Yeah.
where a lot of this comes from, is that celebrity culture where you don't really think of them as just like, because they're just normal people,
Yeah.
but they're celebrities, and like Taylor Swift, and you know, people will just like shit on Taylor Swift all the time. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, she's
For
a
no
person,
reason.
right? Like she has feelings, like she
Yeah.
has dreams and aspirations.
Yeah.
But sure,
Yeah.
you don't like
There's
her
just a lot of
dress.
people. There's just a lot of people that are bored the day and they just find it amusing to do something like that, I guess. I don't know. Everybody has their reason.
Yeah.
So I see here in the chat we have another message from Ricardo. Ricardo is saying, "Hey guys, he's basically here. So welcome back, Ricardo. Thank you for joining. And yeah, let's get right into I would say what we're gonna be talking today in our stream. We have some good news. Well, we have two news, right?
We have news.
Yeah. One might not be that good depending on how you look at it, but yeah. So the first one is, remember last session we kind of had a little bit of fun debugging why my IDE was not working, right? So I took it offline, I got it resolved. So for those of you that are using Visual Studio for Mac and you're deploying to Android, so the main reason why it was not working is because I had fast deployment enabled for my Android options, for my build options. And that's a good thing, I would say, because it helps you to like deploy it faster to the device and everything. But there is a bug with it since late last year, I think, and it got fixed. But I think I was talking with Brandon. Brandon, did we say it's not still in the stable version, or I think we need to check that, right? Let me share my
Yeah,
screen.
as I say, if you have that issue, you could probably open it up and show it off.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I use the preview channel for my Visual Studio for Mac. A lot of that's just because I work at Microsoft and I kind of I'll oscillate between internal previews that haven't been released yet and preview that has been released, just so like we can dogfood our own project or own products and hopefully catch bugs before they make it to stable. But yeah, the bug that Luis is running into is something that when he brought it up, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. But apparently they fixed it for the preview channel months ago, which is why I kind of forgot that it existed. But it
yeah,
still hasn't made its way to stable, which is very frustrating.
yeah. So in order for you guys to check if you have fast deployment enabled, and mind you, this only happens in Android 11. So remember, I have a Pixel 5 and I'm running the latest version of Android. That's why it's happening to me, because Brandon is deploying. Well, he already had it disabled, but he's deploying to his Android devices since like last year, and he noticed it when it happened last year, but after that, right, you're not gonna have that in your mind. So if you're running something below Android 11, it should work with fast deployment either way. It's only when you're in this latest versions that there was a bug there and they had to get it fixed. So you go and right click the Android project, GitTrends Android project, or any project you have, and you go to Android build options here, and then the second option here, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me scroll this in. The second option here says fast
Mhm.
deployment. You go ahead and uncheck that. It's gonna be checked automatic by default, and that's basically it. That fixes it. So now, if I come here and deploy, we come back to our second news, right? Uh, and the second news is, why did we want to deploy in my Pixel? Because I was seeing a bug in the production build that only happened in my device, right? And the bug was that all the SVGs from the app disappeared. We have no clue why in my device they disappear. So let's see what we get now, right? It should build rather quickly because I already built it. Either way, if it doesn't build quick, I can show it because I already have it. So,
And
yep.
when you're trying it out, um, let's see, have you tried both debug and release builds?
I only tried debug because I know the relays didn't quite work, but I'm gonna try the relays while we're in this session today to see how it goes.
Cool.
See, let me turn on not disturb here so all of my notifications stop popping up. Uh-huh.
And I
Okay, and it's
forget.
deploying.
Yeah, because it looks like on debug we do not use the linker, and on debug we also don't AOT the app. So
Mhm.
release will be a little bit more aggressive at what it keeps
Yeah.
and what it throws away.
Yeah, so as you can see, the app built and it's running beautifully in
Looks
my
great.
Pixel. And all the SVGs are there. So we when we were in last session, we said we hope when we build it they are not there because then we can like track down the issue. But now that we built it and they're there, what
Yep.
was happening? I have no idea. So one of our theories is related to the cache of the device. Remember last session when we found that this version of Android, you uninstall something, it still keeps some of the records of the app. It's like a soft delete. So one of our theories is that maybe something was being cached, and when I was downloading the other version, something was clashing there. So maybe it's fixed now. Once I do the full uninstall, so I would say our next test could be downloading again the prod version from the store once I uninstall properly from my device, and let's see if that works, right?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Because if that fixes it, then I mean, I'll say I'll feel a lot better. I won't feel great because that means there might be other users out there who are also experiencing this that don't know how to fix it, and it's not really something we can affect. Like it's not a bug in the code, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more of like a say a feature of the operating system. And but at the same time, at least, we don't have any bugs in our code. So that's kind of nice.
Yep.
So it's a small victory.
Now let's search it up here. GitTrends. There it is. Hey, we have more than 100 downloads. I hate how not accurate that download thing for the store is in Android. Oh, you guys are not seeing my device here. So I know definitely we have more than 100. I think
Right.
we probably are like in the 500s or something, but it still says only, oh, you have more than 100. Like it looks so depressing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure we have. Oh,
Oh, look.
no
You
SVG.
see?
Yeah,
These two went
dang.
away. Yeah.
Definitely no SVG there.
Yeah. Here as well. Let's do try
Man.
demo. So now I would say maybe let's try building it in release and see if that's taking out something.
Yeah, for sure. I also just had a thought, and I
Yeah.
have no idea how to even test this, but like, what if it has something to do with the Android app bundle and how they do they call it slicing?
Yeah, yeah.
Because one of the things we found was when I downloaded to my Pixel, I have a Pixel 3, also running the latest version of Android, Android R. But yeah, when I download from the App Store, it works fine. Like all the SVGs are there. And so I wonder, are they using a different chipset? And that could be like maybe Google didn't put the SVGs in as a shared resource. Oh, I'd hope not. But also, like, I would have no idea how to test that. I have no idea how to fix that.
Yeah. I mean,
But
because that's a feature that it's enabled in the store, right? The store level. I think you're talking about the what's it called? It's like the bundling. It's like I need
yeah,
to search up the
Android app
term.
bundles,
Yeah, app
AAB.
bundles. So
Yeah,
the base concept behind that is that instead of doing it like before and having like all the resources in different folders and all of that will come to your device, and then it will only use like the ones in your folder. Now what it's doing is it's actually creating bundles with only the resources that bundle needs. So you have like different, like let's say 1 2 3 4 5, like 5 different bundles, right? And depending the resolution of your device, how high end it is, it's gonna get one of those bundles. So yeah, it could be something like that, but how do we test it? No.
no
That's
clue. I mean, yeah, I mean bundles are great because um, before then everything was in a APK file,
Yep.
and the APK file, if I wanted my Android app to support different chipsets, different processors, so like
Mm.
x86, ARM 64, x86 64. I think there's what old ARM v7. Uh,
Mm.
then my app would essentially compile 5 different times and would pack them all into the one APK file. So even though my app might have been 20 megs, my APK would be 100 megs because it was essentially the same app 5 times.
Yep.
And not that that's a bad thing. Like 100 megs really isn't that much for an app nowadays. Like Facebook and Instagram, those are hundreds of megs. But yeah, it is nice. So yeah, and like Luis mentioned, screen sizes are different. So if your screen is a XXX HDPI screen, you don't need the images for an MDPI. So yeah, the Android app bundle basically allows me to, I compile all that still, but then I give that bundle to Google. So I upload that Android app bundle to the Play Store, and then Google slices it up. So it figures out what are shared resources, what are like platform specific resources to the chipset, what are resolution specific resources. And then when you download my app, or when you download any app from the Google Play Store, it just looks at your device. So it goes, oh, your device is XX HDPI screen size running an ARM64 processor. Then we'll download this slice. And so, I mean, I've never had a problem with Android app bundles, but that is another, we'll say fork in the road, link in the chain. It's a place where something
could go wrong.
Different could be happening between your Pixel 5 and my Pixel 3, but I don't know. I'd have to look up the architecture chipsets for the two devices. I would assume they're both the same, but maybe the Pixel 5's got a higher resolution than Pixel 3.
Yeah.
Frustrating.
It could be that. But let me start uninstalling again, and now, so I can start like installing the release version.
Yeah.
Let's see. For some reason now, I guess my phone learned, and now it's not like caching the app again. So it's it's cleaning, it's uninstalling it perfectly now. But before, like last night when I was trying to get this running, it still came up and it came up. Today, it's not doing that second uninstall.
Yeah, so, I have no idea why sometimes it uninstalls everything and sometimes it doesn't, because I've seen the same thing happen on my Android devices. But I don't know. I've always just chalked it up to like, Android's weird.
Yeah.
Android. Well, I shouldn't say it's weird. It's just very fragmented. And any Android phone manufacturer has access to the operating system, can edit the operating system. And so almost every Android phone is running a slightly different flavor of the Android OS. And that also makes things really interesting for us developers, because I've had bugs that are device specific. Like when I first pushed my first app ever to the App Store, 5-star reviews are flowing in, everything's great. And all of a sudden, like, I got a 1-star review, and the guy was like, app doesn't launch. Like, it just crashes as soon as I open it. I'm like, yeah, right, buddy. Because I tested this on, and back in the day it was Xamarin Test Cloud. Now it's called App Center Test. But yeah, I ran it on every operating system. I made sure everything was good. I think I tested like 20 different devices from the device lab. And I was like, there's no way. But sure enough, he was like, yeah, I'm using a Samsung Galaxy A3 running Android version whatever. And sure enough, my app just crashed on that device. And it was because that device, or Samsung specifically, when they edited the Android OS to do whatever they did, they changed how it parses the Android manifest. And so even though the way I had my Android manifest worked on every other device, this one specific device, it failed. And so I just had to basically guess and check. Like, I would remove a line of code from the Android manifest and then see if that would work. And if it still crashed, then I put that line back in and then remove the next line. And eventually figured out it was which line was causing it, and found a workaround for it that worked. But yeah, it's dumb. Like, it's just, the OS should be the OS.
Yeah.
Let's not get silly.
Like your baseline should be stable, right? You should know that okay, the basis for my app to work are never gonna change, and I'm I'm okay by doing this 100 times, right? But this you never know because it's as you say. I have had the same issue you have had with Samsung. Like Samsung devices are the ones that give you most of these issues. It is literally that. Like your app works perfectly fine, and on those specific devices, it just doesn't. And you're like, okay. Then you have to spend like 2 days just figuring out why this device doesn't work. You
Yeah.
sometimes even think like, why are we even using those devices? Just use something else. Forget about it.
Well,
Yeah.
as a developer, it's like, hope you have access to that device because the only way you can test this bug is on that device. And so it's
Exactly.
either you go on Amazon and you pay a couple $100s for a new Android phone just so you can test this one bug, or you buy a subscription to something like App Center Test and basically
Mhm.
test it in the cloud using somebody else's. Well,
Yep.
it is the device, but in this case, the App Center team paid for it. But yeah, man, just frustrating. And so coming full circle, this bug could be anything from the device specific OS to the Android app bundle to, I mean, I don't, I mean, it's just so frustrating. Like, because what else could it be? It because if I download it on my Pixel from the same Google Play Store, that tells me that the SVGs made it to the Play Store, and
Yeah.
so yeah, the only that's like it's not the linker removing it. Um, and typically, we've been poo pooing Samsung for the last couple minutes, but
Yeah.
typically, the Google devices don't tweak the operating system mostly because they don't have to. Like Google also
Yeah.
makes Android, so
Hmm.
that's kind of why I bought the Pixel because I knew that it would be like the best flavor of Android, and
Yeah. Same here.
also just yeah, and also like I knew I'd be able to upgrade it to the next version of Android because that's another problem with Android devices is if Samsung edits the operating system, then when Android releases a new OS like Android R, you have to wait for Samsung to release their version of Android R,
Yeah.
and then on top of that, the carrier like AT&T can edit the operating system.
Yep.
So sometimes you have to wait for Samsung to update their version of Android R, then they send it over to the carriers, and Sprint and Verizon and AT&T have to update their versions, and usually what it means is you just never get as a
The
user you
latest
never
version.
get the latest version. But
That's something I really did not enjoy when I used to use other brand of the phones. And it
mm-hmm.
was literally you will see the Google I/O, you see all these cool features, you see that it's already available. Like yeah, you can download it right now, and you're just looking at your phone. 2 months, 3 months later, you're like, didn't this come out? Like why still I have not got the update? And like they like you could even be in Android Marshmallow. Like if the device the vendor I would say right Samsung, Alcatel, any of those companies, just your specific device they decided not to support anymore. You're not getting updates anymore in that thing. So yeah, it's definitely frustrating. Oh, I see
Very.
it. The release one built with no problems, so
All
we're
right.
probably gonna get a nice release here now.
Yeah. It's got an AOT it though, so it's still gonna be a while. Because and I don't know why the Visual Studio team chose to do it this way, but it's not until you deploy the device, deploy to a device, does Visual Studio actually run the ahead of time compilation on your Android app. So
Yeah.
it would be nice, but I think if I
Yep.
had to guess, it's just something with the build tools because technically when you build it, it's just got to create the DLL, And it's not till you deploy it does it have to create the APK or the
Yeah.
app bundle. So, it is what it is. But it is weird to say, like, you see it say deploying to device for like a couple minutes, and you're like, why is it taking so long to deploy? But really, what it's doing, it's ahead of time compiling it, then it's deploying it to the device. So I've always found this like wording in Visual Studio strange, because right now it's not deploying anything.
Yep.
But it says deploying to device right there on the top. And these logs are the deploying to device logs. And so, yeah, I get it, but it's strange.
I think maybe what they could do is like in the same bar, right? Just put 2 steps to it. Like make it look like a little pipeline, right? A deployment
Oh, yeah.
pipeline, I would say. And just put like the first stage is ahead of time compilation, and then you have like a little arrow here, and then deploying to device, and yeah, that will make sense. And like it will look nice here as well. Then problem solved.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of one of those things. Once you click on the logs and see what's going on, it's very apparent, but
Yeah.
probably to a first timer or new developer,
They
it'll
did
catch you
put
off guard.
this here to be explicit. Like you can't miss it. Like the whole left column is just ahead of time compiler.
Yeah, right.
Console out. Like,
Wonder what it's doing.
yeah.
Man. So I wonder how this works. So, oh, actually, can you open up the Android properties again? Because I want to double check that, and we should be, but I want to double check that we're making an Android app bundle right now. AAB. Yep.
Yep. There it is.
Cool. So I wonder how
Startup tracing.
that's handled. Because we're giving the whole app bundle to the device. And so I wonder if the Android OS is smart enough to pull its device specific resources from that bundle, kind of like basically what the Google Play Store does, where it slices it up.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I'm just talking out loud.
I mean, the device does have the Google Play APIs and everything in the OS, so maybe they say, okay, something is being installed here, run it through this first, and then pick what should be picked from the installer or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be.
But ideally, well, I don't know if this is ideal or not, but I'm kind of hoping when the release build shows up on your device that the SVGs do not. Because then at least we can reproduce this bug, and we can toggle some settings. Like we could turn off the linker to see if that fixes it. Like maybe in this device specific build, the linker removed it. I don't know. But the one thing I really don't want to do, and I hope we don't get to this, is turning off AOT. Because to me, AOT is pretty critical for any Xamarin app going to the App Store nowadays.
Yeah.
And if anybody watching is wondering why, it's because it just makes your app run faster. Android apps are just-in-time compiled. And so that means instead of your code being compiled ahead of time, like we're doing right now, it's what AOT stands for, ahead of time compilation. Historically, Android apps are always JITted, just-in-time compiled. And so the code is compiled like by the Android OS when you launch the app. So it's basically compiling bits while also trying to run and launch the app, which, as you can imagine, slows things down. Whereas with AOT, it doesn't have to do any of that. It just has compiled bits. And I haven't played around. Well, yeah, I haven't tried GitTrends without AOT, but I know in my first app, Punday, Android startup times got up to 9 seconds on certain devices, especially older devices.
Wow.
And just by enabling ahead of time compilation on Android, those dropped down to 3 seconds. And so it went from like an app that's just unusable because no user is going to stare at your blank splash screen for 9 seconds. You're going to force quit it and move on with their lives. I know I would.
Exactly.
So that's what I hope we don't have to turn off. But I'd be fine turning off the linker. The linker just makes your app size smaller.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how big GitTrends is, maybe around 20 megs. So if we turn off the linker and it balloons up to, even if it doubles, like 40, 50 megs, like
Yeah, it's still nothing.
totally acceptable. There's other things like,
Something I have a long time without using the multi-dex option.
yeah,
I think it has gotten a lot better on the Android side as well. The development of okay, let me put this here. The development of Android app, because before I would say it was kind of frequent for me.
Let's update the startup logic. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
Because it's not going to get it's not going to get past the splash screen.
Yeah.
Go to.
Let me move this.
Go to the splash screen page.
Pages, splash screen page.
And then there's basically, it's just an if statement in here that says like, if initialization has succeeded or something like that, then it launches the app. So go down to, I think it's an on appearing. Yep.
On appearing.
There it is. So
there it is.
Just force that to always be true. Like you could say if true, or you could remove the if else block. But we have to make it into that handle initialization completed method, and then we're good.
I'm trying to duplicate the line here. What is the shortcut to duplicate here? I thought it was Command D, but no, it's not working for me.
No clue. Yep, no clue.
There we go. All right.
Yeah, that'll work.
All right.
Now we have to
ahead of time again?
it. Oh yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
Do it all over again. Oh, and you just cleaned it? That's gonna even take me even longer now.
What if he didn't pick up that if modification I did? I told you I do this I'm just used to always cleaning and rebuilding. Like it's not like I did it consciously. Like I need to clean it now. It's just like something I pick up with the years.
After don't do that. Don't do all. Here. Just click play. Or that works.
I did GitTrends, yeah.
You'll have to click play again anyways, but
yeah. So
that wasn't too bad.
So yeah, it's something I picked up I need to change. Because before you had to do it, or something might...
A lot of times, yeah.
Yeah, something might not go in the build, and you're like, didn't I just modify this?
Yeah, I found that happened to me a lot with the Xamarin.forms UI. Like, I would change text in a label or change the font size, and it didn't get picked up as a change in the you should call it like the diffing tree or shadow DOM.
Yeah.
However that works behind the scenes for optimizing the builds. But yeah, it's not so bad anymore. Usually it's only when I see like weird behavior and then I go back and clean or delete bin and obj folders.
Yeah. Yeah, it is definitely like you save so much time without having to clean and rebuild. 'Cause as soon as you clean, it has to go and do everything again from the ground up, right? But if you just rebuild it without the cleaning, there's some stuff that he doesn't need to like. There's some work that he doesn't need to redo, right?
Right, because so we didn't change anything in the Android project, so we don't have to rebuild that project. We could have used what was in the cache because we only changed the .NET Standard project.
Yep.
So since the .NET Standard project puts out its own DLL, then we just had to recompile that, generate the DLL, and then the Android project was already referencing that DLL anyways. So yeah, it would have saved some time, but we got another hour.
Yeah. So after looking at this bug, what is confirming that maybe we can fix it. What are the other things we had for today?
We talked about doing videos and screenshots. That's certainly something we could do today. Eventually, especially once .NET MAUI comes out, we talked about adding support for desktop. Yep. And so the nice thing with design and kind of everything we did for, the last 100 streams where we've been working in Adobe XD and mocking stuff up is we don't need to wait for .NET MAUI to create desktop designs. We could start playing around with that. And then by the time .NET MAUI hits GA or hits stable in November, we could just jump into it and heck, the preview. Once preview 3, preview 4 comes out of .NET 6, we'll probably start be able to port over the code. Yep. So we could spin up like a .NET MAUI branch, but that'll probably, I have no idea on timelines. Don't take this as like, he works at Microsoft and he said it'll be out in this date, but probably not.
November comes and you start getting like emails like, Brandon, I was waiting for the release of November. Where is it?
Well, November's legit because that one's like set in stone. That's something that every .NET team, so Xamarin team, the runtime team, the BCL team, anybody who has anything to do with .NET, the C# team, they're all very, very focused on November. So that one's a real one, but the preview releases aren't necessarily set in stone.
Yeah.
It's a preview, right? It's like, hey, we're literally still working on this. Like the engineers are still writing the code, but we wanted to give you a sneak peek. And there's so many dependencies in Microsoft. So things like the BCL team had to merge the Mono BCL and the .NET Core BCL. And then you could have the runtime team work with the new BCL, or maybe that's the other way around. I don't know. But yeah, like the runtime team, the Roslyn team, the compiler team, and then like you have that foundational layer that has to be done first. And that's why like the .NET MAUI bits aren't really there in Preview 1, because Preview 1's got like the .NET runtime, really low level stuff done. Mm-hmm. But all the stuff for .NET MAUI needs to run on top of that. So there's a lot of dependencies that you got to wait for that team to finish or get close to being finished before you can start working on your stuff. And it kind of flows down from there. So that's why we push out previews. But if I'm running a business, I'm not going to push preview bits to production unless like I'm very, very confident. I mean, like GitTrends, we have tons of UI tests. We have literally hundreds of UI tests, hundreds, if not thousands of unit tests. And so I think we have the infrastructure in place where we could feel confident, and we can use tools like App Center Test to run it on hundreds of devices. So we have this backstop where we could run all our tests, and if it passes, especially running on all the different devices, then we can be like, okay, yeah, this looks good. But if you're just kind of winging it, don't push preview bits to stable. But
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw this, man. Bing is already running .NET 6.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know where to find it, but I saw somebody posted a screenshot. Maybe I saw the screenshot on Twitter, but somewhere in Bing you can see what it's running on. I don't know if Bing has like an about page or if you have to like right click and say view source, but yeah, Bing's already running .NET 6 Preview 1, which is
That's nice.
really cool. Yeah, right? Like, because Bing gets, I don't know the exact numbers, but I assume millions of hits a day.
Yeah.
So, like, if it works on Bing, it'll probably work for your website.
Exactly.
Like, my little blog post that gets couple visitors every day.
Yeah. And it's a good, I would say, it's a good way of marketing your new update, right? Because something that before the community used to say is like, oh, so Microsoft has all these great products, right? But are there like core projects using it? And I guess they have changed their mind on this, right? Because uh, I would say with Xamarin, we will see that argument done a lot. Like, oh yeah, Microsoft has Xamarin, but a lot of their core apps are not even in Xamarin. Like, how should we support them? But yeah, anything new, I would say, and anything that it's able to be used with Xamarin, I think now they're gonna be considering it way more. And even with this step we're doing with Maui now, it's gonna be way easier to adopt Xamarin into the general environment, right, of .NET. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff to consider. It's not just like saying like, oh, they have Xamarin, they're not using it. It's just like the foundation, as you're saying, has to be there to make it
Right.
easier to use it across the board. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just shared the link with you in the private chat for the Bing version. And it turns out Bing's now running on .NET 6 Preview 2. So they're on an internal build of .NET 6 that hasn't even
Oh,
come out to us yet.
nice.
But yeah,
Yeah. Here
there
it
you go.
is. Nice. Yeah. Preview 2.2. Yeah, that shows you like how confident the team is about how well their the work has been in those releases and everything. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and also, I mean, just one of the reasons I want to update, and one of the reasons I do update and stay on the latest version of .NET is just the free performance boost you get. Like every version of .NET that's come out since .NET Core has just massively improved speed, memory. A lot of that has to do with the libraries like span of T, value task, channels, basically all these new goodies that we can use in our apps, but the runtime is literally using those to improve performance. And so you can update your app from say .NET Core 3.1 to .NET 5, not change a single line of code, and you'll see your memory usage and CPU usage drop. And
Exactly.
in today's world, everything runs in the cloud, and we got to pay for every CPU cycle, every slot of memory that we use. Yep. And so you can just literally save money by doing nothing more than updating to the latest version of .NET, which is, I think, if I'm being honest, that's probably one of the big reasons the Bing team does it. Like, it's kind of like, yeah, sure, we'll run the previews, we'll try it out, kind of helping each other out,
Yeah.
like dog fooding. But really, if you think about like the computing costs it takes to run Bing, they probably want those performance improvements.
Yeah, definitely. And it's also a good selling point for the business as well. You as a developer in your team, now you have I would say, better support on why you're asking to like go. Listen, this product is in 3.1. I think we should upgrade. These are gonna be the benefits you're gonna have immediately in terms of cost. You can like even estimate that. So yeah, definitely a huge plus for us working in teams that are supporting critical projects for the company and they're looking ways to like save some money, right? Because something that is commonly said is that IT is not I would say, a revenue stream for the business. It's more like they fall into a cost stream, right? So
Yeah.
to maintain your apps and everything is just cost to the business. So
Look at
they
those
always,
SVGs.
oh,
Sorry.
nice.
I cut you off, but
Yeah, yeah.
oh,
Nice.
great. So
So
we've
wait.
learned nothing.
Yeah. So wait, I was excited and now I'm like depressed because we wanted it to not appear, but it's working. Maybe it's just the version that is up there. I don't know. Maybe I would say
Um,
let's monitor this when we release version 2.0. I mean, version 2.1 is the one we're gonna release, right? When we release that
yeah.
one, keep an eye. I will download it and keep an eye on the SVGs and see if it's still there.
Well, we
Because
can do one more test.
yeah,
Um, because every time I release a new version, I tag it in GitHub.
okay.
So you can go to GitTrends in GitHub and actually download the released version.
Ooh, yeah.
And I'm not sure how savvy you are with. Actually, I think you can drag and drop nowadays, but we can
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
download the AAB file, and I think you can just drag and drop it onto your phone.
Yep. And Vicer, you just drag and drop the file and it installs it automatically.
Nice. So yeah, there
Um.
on the right, it says that the latest
Oh,
release
here,
is
here.
2.3. Yeah, it used to be on the top, but
Yeah, they moved it from
not anymore. So yeah,
here.
there that is the AAB, the Android app bundle that I pushed to the App Store.
All
So
right. Let me uninstall.
so yeah, what would this test tell us? This test would say um, would basically show, is the App Store
Yeah.
slicing messing up our build? And again, like it's a data point. I don't know how to solve it if it is. Like I we
But
would have to we'd have to push like a bunch of different versions of the App Store. Like
oh,
how we were
oh,
talking about that app, the Google Play Store has like alpha channels and beta channels.
so
Um,
the AAB did not work.
oh, it doesn't drag and drop.
Yeah, but it doesn't recognize it as an installer. See?
Um,
Yeah.
can we Google like sideload AAB? I mean, because the other option is you could download that source code and then compile it and push it, which is a similar test, but it's not necessarily the same test.
Oh, you can install it with ADB. I think you can extract the APK drive from the ABB files using bundle tool command to generate devices.
Interesting. So you basically have to turn that AAB back into an APK.
Yeah.
Or another option, are the websites like APK Pure still a thing where you can just download the APK from the Google Play Store?
APK pure. Let's see.
You could
Oh,
also probably just
download
Google download APK. Oh, that looks like it's
download
still a link.
APK free online. All right.
Yeah, so for
So
GitTrends.
here,
So that'll just save you a step.
trends. Ooh, there it is.
Nice.
All right. Download.
Does it say what version? Yeah, 2.0.3. All right.
Yep. Nice. I've never used this site though. Nice.
I would play around with it back in the day because APK files are just zip files. So you can literally change APK to .zip and then unzip it. And
And
then
see
you have
everything.
all the goodies. Yeah. And so what's cool is when I worked at Xamarin back in the day, we would do that for a couple of reasons. One would be when we first came out with Xamarin UI Test and Xamarin Test Cloud, I could grab an APK from the Play Store and I could write UI tests. So before, because my job, I was a customer success engineer, so I would work directly with a lot of customers, a lot of companies who were using Xamarin, and if I knew them well and I knew like we were going to meet next week, I could prepare some stuff. So like I would grab the APK, write some UI tests and say, hey, I was just playing around with this, wanted to show you off this cool new tool. And like, here's all the code and here's like your app running, or here's the UI test running your app.
Yeah.
So that was cool. And then when Xamarin Forms first came out, we one of my coworkers would crack open the APK to see if it had the Xamarin Forms DLL in it, and then we knew they were using Forms.
Yeah, that's actually a really clever way of doing it. Like, yeah, you have all the APKs available here. You can just look at the code. Yeah, that's a nice site. I had no clue about it. I'm gonna be using it. For
Yeah,
some reason, the
I should.
APK is not installing here. So let me see. Might be my device. Let me switch it. Okay. Okay.
Oh, no data transfer.
We don't want that.
Huh?
Let's see. You think? You imagine it's because of that? But it was recognizing it. Like it was telling me, "Hey, I can't open this and that." Let's see. And it shows here sometimes when it's installing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like that Stack Overflow answer is probably
Yeah.
the most official way.
Yeah.
So we can always fall back to
Let's
that.
check this.
I just figured this would be a little quicker.
Okay, so what was it called? Bundle using bundle tool command.
Yeah, I want you to sign it.
Install APK bundle.
But see how it says to generate an APK for all device configurations. I wonder if there's a way, and it sounds like it, that you can narrow that down to your pixel. So like to say like create the APK for this chipset, this resolution. Not that we have to do that the first time. I think we should just follow these recommended steps to see if we can get it working.
Yeah.
But that could be the next test, depending on the results we get.
So I'm trying to find, let me see, it's taking me here. Bundle. Just your Android app bundle, please. Okay, here. To generate APKs from your deploy them. Okay, but where do I get the bundle tool
Oh,
from?
Bundle Tool's already installed.
Yeah, that's what I was checking.
Google Xamarin Android Bundle Tool location.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Android bundle tool.
Yeah, because when you install Xamarin, it installs all this stuff for you, but I forget the folder. Let's say it's in /library.
Oh, maybe this one.
Maybe.
Yeah, Xamarin.
Because, yeah, we just need to know
Right.
the folder it lives in.
Yeah. Uh, Generate the bundle and analyze it. Test and analyze. Download this tool from GitHub. So he downloaded it as well. So Google Play.
I'm going to Google it on my end, too, see if I can.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I mean, you can't publish Android apps without signing them. So I know you have it installed on your computer somewhere.
Yeah, let me search because I think. Oh no. In Google, it said like in the description he was talking about Xamarin, but no, this guy is not talking about Xamarin. It's just Android native. Yeah, let me keep searching.
I can also search my hard drive while you're doing that too.
No, there's one blog post by John in Microsoft.
Oh, I got a hit in my homebrew folder. Oh, John at Microsoft?
Yeah.
Is it John Douglas?
Just John.
Yeah, it's John Douglas.
Yeah. I think he's talking here about it as well. Here, using bundle tool.
Oh, cool. Yeah, click that. Does it?
Wait, it takes you back to the Android documentation. So yeah, I think we need to download
Yeah, I
it.
mean, I
But
guess you can
give me
download
the
it.
yeah,
guess
give me the path you have in your computer. Let me see if I have it or not.
Oh wait. Oh, I found it. Yep. One sec. This is the one. Let me drop it in our private chat. Cool.
Nice.
So that might not be exactly the one for you because it's got the version of Android in there. But
Okay.
if you
Up to this one. Yeah. Copy it for the. Forgot to put this in. Nice.
cool.
Okay, which version did you have? 11.2. Yep. You're always one ahead of me.
Preview version.
Okay. Yeah. So let me. It means I can. Okay, wait. What did I do? No. I wanted to put the CD first. Give me 1 second.
I mean, you could just CD into that folder because it's just it'll be 11.1, then lib, Xamarin Android.
Yeah.
And everything should tab complete. It shouldn't be too bad.
Xamarin Android.
There we go. And then if you ls here, we should see bundletool.jar.
Let's see. Bundle. There you go. I can auto complete it as well. Why am I looking for it in the list? Ooh. No, I don't have it. See?
Oh.
Yeah, I think we need to install it, as they're saying.
I wonder if
That's weird.
I'm checking my copy paste. Yeah, mine lives in that folder.
Okay, let me download this and okay. Keep. And I guess they want me to drop it in that location. Go ahead and so I need to do both
Oh, you know what?
folder. Yep.
It just doesn't tab to complete. Like I typed in bundle and hit tab and got the same results you did,
Oh.
but it's there in the folder. Like if you do ls and pipe to grep, you can type in bundle and you'll see bundletool.jar. So say ls space and then do the vertical pipe. It's above the return key, and that's a grep grep space bundle. And grep space is just a filter, so it'll take the results from ls.
Ooh, okay.
So there's your bundle tool.
All right, nice.
Um,
Bundle tool container called an apk set archive.
Oh, I see. So the reason bundletool.jar wasn't showing up, like, well, at least on my end, it doesn't have execution privileges. So you'll have to do a chmod. Was it chmod plus x?
Plus.
Oh, interesting. I got yelled at. I might have to do a sudo chmod. Yeah, I had to do a sudo chmod plus x on bundle tool. Woo!
Plus what?
Plus x is so chmod space plus x space bundletool.jar. Yep.
Oh, there it is. Finally auto completion. My password. You don't trust me? You should trust me.
And so you can do ls.la ls space dash la. So L puts it in a list dash instead of the slash.
Dash.
Yep. And then I would also pipe that to grep. So I do ls-la pipe to grep bundle. But don't forget your dash la so you can see the details on it.
Yeah. Grep and bundle.
There you go. Now it can execute. So you can see that read, write, execute, read, execute, read, execute. You'll have to do dot slash. Yeah, dot slash bundle tool. Dot jar. Ah.
So, okay. Where did I have this?
Did you end up downloading it from GitHub?
Yeah, I have it here.
All right.
Just in case. Let's see where I'm gonna drop it.
It's interesting though, because yeah, in GitHub it's bundletool.jar.
Projects. You know what? I don't want to put it too deep, so I'll just put it in here, the desktop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Wait, I can just get the path from here as well. Where are the properties?
Get info. Yeah.
Where's the pad?
I mean, it's just CD, and then you do the squiggle, the tilde.
Yeah.
So CD tilde slash desktop with a capital D.
Desktop. And what's the name of this? Minnick. Wait, I need to take this one.
Tilde slash desktop's correct. You might just need...
Yeah, it's not out of computer. That AAB. Let me write this as well, so I don't lose it. Okay, so and then you put the output should be,
and you've got ABB instead of AAB. But if that's not tabbing to complete, then something's not right.
I don't know why it's still not, because it should at least try, like, say something when we try and execute it instead of just saying the error.
Yeah, I thought we were going to move to the file you downloaded from GitHub.
Yeah. All right. So that one is...
So yeah, you can just go to your download folder. That's just tilde slash downloads.
Okay.
And you can also hit the down arrow. That way you don't have to delete everything.
No. So
No?
that's why I'm unclear like this. I'm doing the down arrow and I'm just getting yelled at by the terminal. That's so annoying.
Worse. And that's why it wasn't auto-completing. That's a security setting from Catalina.
Yeah. All right. So wait, we've never run the command. So okay, it's all right. Bundle tool. Oh, we need to redo the cmod.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. There it is. Oh, it's not called that. It's in bundle tool. All right. Let me autocomplete this. There it is. And
right on. That looks good.
Okay. It's still not autocompleting it. Let's try with...
Yeah, actually, dot slash.
Oh, there it is. No, still. What? Okay. Let's now try with the...
It is also weird that even if the examples just say bundle tool space.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm looking at the GitHub repo to see if...
Let me try.
Is there a step we're supposed to do after we download? No, it just says... oh, how about this? Just try to double click on the bundle tool.jar file. See what that does. Nothing? Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, because step one just says download bundle tool. And then the next step in Google's documentation says to type bundle tool space.
Exactly.
But that means bundle tool is now an alias. So you would have to set that up somehow. So they skipped the step that we're struggling on right now.
Yeah.
Which is very unhelpful.
They're like, hey, it's obvious. You should know how to how to make it work immediately. Step
1, download.
Okay. Okay, the
Here's an
bundle.
answer on Stack Overflow. Oh, Stack Overflow has to use Homebrew. If you do brew install bundle tool, then it'll set up the alias for you. And it's got 108 upvotes now that I just gave it an upvote.
Oh, I don't have Homebrew, I think.
What?
Nope. Yeah, my Mac is really outdated.
Yeah, you can just copy paste that command right there. Homebrew does a nice job of making things easy.
There you go.
It scares me, but because like everything's scripted and it's just like, look at that. You're like, what are you doing to my computer? Like, I guess I trust you now, but
if it turns on again, everything is good. Okay, in progress, command line to what? It's updating Xcode. Okay.
Yeah. You've already
Getting
done that, but it doesn't know that you've already done that. Or at least it doesn't check to see if it has to do it first. It just does it.
Yeah.
Annoying.
Let's hope our build still works and it's installed the command line tools correctly for Xcode. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Installing. All right, let's give it a little bit of time there. So the good thing is do you get to reach out for any of the other localizations we needed?
Nope, not yet.
And did you see?
No reason I haven't yet, other than just laziness.
Did you see the PR? I think I did it yesterday when I was playing around with making a build.
I saw it and merged it.
Yeah. So I run it and it looks good. I saw it on the device. So just a couple of notes. So in Spanish, remember what we were saying in the past session that depending the language, so those 3 lines we put might not be sufficient for that language. So it happened in Spanish, and it gets kind of cut off the description of GitTrends. It gets cut off right where it says monitoring. So it's like, it helps you monitor, and then it cuts off. But I guess people get it. Don't worry.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll pull it up on my emulator here and I can check it out.
Yep.
That's a bummer. But yeah, I had a hunch that would happen, especially once we get like the Russian and Ukrainian translations. Those have always been very long.
Yeah. Sometimes I get surprised with like just looking at those translations. Like one word is literally like it could be 4 letters in the English version that they have like 10 letters to say the same thing. You're like, why?
Why?
What is the need?
I mean, German can be like that too, because they'll take 2 words and they call them compound words, so they'll just smash 2 words together.
Yeah.
And I'm making this up, but something like if they didn't have a word for library, they would just call it like a bookstore, and then it would become bookstore. One word. But the cool thing about that is they have a lot of words like that. So I don't know if you've ever seen on Twitter, people will be like, what's the German word for? And like, when you're having a bad day and you just want to take a nap, and like, German's got a word for that. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see where everything lands once all the translations come in.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if Spanish was the only one that had this problem.
Yeah, and as we said, sometimes we need to like I would say analyze if it's actually worth it being like resizing the specific part where it's like getting cut off, because this is like these localizations are there, but it's not like everybody is using it in their native language, right? This is just like a nice to have we have
Mm-hmm.
there, and yeah, I guess they're gonna get uh, what we were talking about if they turn it back to English and they're like, "Oh, we got cut off. Let me see English." So I don't know. I'd say it's not worth it, like having to resize everything because of every language. Maybe we can do a dynamic or something, but we also have to see like how big would it get, right? How many lines is that gonna add?
Yeah, and like how often will people visit this page?
Yeah,
Probably not too often. So it's also one of those things. It's like, like the point or the main point of the page was to um, kind of highlight that it's on GitHub, and so those buttons will still be there. So we'll definitely have to. I'll have to resize things for like if view on GitHub is a lot longer in Russian, then like that's kind of an important one. But
oh, that's something else I noticed. I forgot to tell you.
uh
We miss
oh.
we missed the translation for the buttons. So request a feature and view on
Oh,
GitHub, they're still in English. I think we didn't add these strings
good
for that.
catch. Dang.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess Homebrew is almost done. It's installing the core now.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yep. Take your time, homebrew.
So let's go ahead and do the code and let's see what happened in those strings there. Let's see. So about page, and so we have buttons, button layout, uh, action button. Mhm. Okay, here they are. So yeah, we have to
Mm-hmm.
take out the strings and put them there.
Yeah. Good catch.
No. Want me to add them or?
Yeah. Sure.
All right. Let me go ahead and go to the constant. Let me just get. Let me just navigate with the ID. That way I don't have to search for it. Oh, here it is. Perfect. All right. Put this to the left. Where is it? Here. Move to next step. Thank you. Button layout. So what are we gonna call this? Oh, here it is. I'm gonna use the same name. So you.
Oh, you don't do it in the designer. That's auto-generated.
Oh
So you'll
wait.
do it in the main resx file.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't notice I was. Give me a second.
Yeah. I mean, go to definition takes you there, but
Yeah,
that's just
my
because
bad.
that's where like the C# code is. But yeah, you'll just do it in about page constants.resx.
Yeah, here it is. Here it is.
And then again in about page constants.en.resx, and again in about page
Hey,
constants.es.resx.
hey, no, you're gonna do. You're gonna do the English ones, okay? You're gonna do a pull request for that one. No, no.
Me? You
Yeah,
want me to
but
translate that into English?
yeah, yeah.
And I can. I'm quite proficient in the English language. Been speaking it all my life.
This. Okay. View on GitHub button. GitHub button.
That's a go ahead. Let's just call it GitHub button.
Wait, how do you have the? Well, yeah, this is in this constant regex
Yeah,
files.
it's the only GitHub button on the
Yeah,
about
yeah.
page. The reason I say that is if like Ukrainian and Russian are too verbose, and when I shrink the text out, if it just looks bad, then what I might do is just like in English it'll say view on GitHub, but in Russian it might just say GitHub.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
trying to think a step or two ahead.
Okay. So the text for this one is view on GitHub. Let me just copy it. I'm lazy.
Yeah, so I'm looking at it in Spanish, like you were saying, and yeah, it's built in Xamarin Form or built in C# using Xamarin Forms to monitor, and that's it.
Yeah.
Which honestly, I'm probably just gonna leave it.
Yeah. Like you
But
get the point of it. At least in Spanish. I don't know Russian. Is maybe you're just gonna get to the first half of it, the intro. So I don't know. At least in
yeah,
Spanish, it's good enough.
Because the description, that's basically the same description in the App Store.
Yeah.
It's also basically the same description on the GitHub page. So like, I would say, to me, the more important detail is built in C# using Xamarin Forms, than the rest of it to like monitor your repos, because hopefully you've already figured that out. And like, who's gonna read that? Like maybe one time each user will visit the about page. In reality, it'll probably average less than one, because
Yeah.
probably less than one user on average will visit the about page, and you might just like glance at that text, but it's kind of like, it's like reading the instructions. I don't really read them.
Yeah. So here, I have the same debate for the Spanish one. A feature, I will not translate that to Spanish. So right now, I'm doing our Google Translate. Let's see what feature actually is in Spanish. And yeah, that's too big. Suppose, yeah. So in software development in Spanish, you put this, and we're like, that really doesn't go with what we work with, right? So we say feature as well.
I assume that means like a characteristic, like
Yeah,
you have brown hair.
exactly.
Yeah.
So the translation is like wrong, right? Because we're not talking about characteristic, we're talking about feature, but it's okay. We can leave it like that in this case. And bed in GitHub. Good. Now I only need to update the about us page. And this about us page constant button, GitHub button.
Nice.
And since we are lazy, copy paste, and then we change this to feature.
Boom.
And that should do it.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Let's check the changes and how to do a new branch and a PR and everything. But yeah, we have
it's annoying that that branch protection rule doesn't allow you, because you're literally a contributor on the repo. Like you have
yeah.
like, for all intents and purposes, you have the same rights I do. So I mean, to me, like, GitHub should let you push domain, but at the same time, that branch protection rule is in place for
A reason.
yeah, it's like I don't want to remove it, so sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, GitHub doesn't let you push as a contributor.
So yeah, that's why it's always important to check what you're gonna be pushing. This little thing here, we need to remove before I do that.
Oh yeah, don't give me that.
Let me
break the app.
take it out there. Yeah. So and Android CS Raj. I don't wanna really do this either. I just gonna do the strings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And,
let's see how this is. Oh, okay.
Hey, nice.
Room
I'll say also
install.
good life lesson for anybody submitting a PR. Only include in your PR the changes that need to be there.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing more frustrating when you're reviewing a PR than seeing like all these other things change that have nothing to do with the PR. It's something you'll see a lot from, or at least I see a lot from junior developers, where like, oh, I found a typo over here, so I fixed it real quick. And you're like, okay, but, and I know this sounds silly, but like, let's open a PR just for typos or something like that, because as a reviewer, it makes things really complicated when you see, especially like auto-generated files coming in as changes, or like,
yeah,
like how you had the CS proj file there edited. Sometimes Visual Studio will like format it, and it's just like, and then this 2-line PR becomes like 10 files, and you're like, what is happening? And you have to be kind of like an archaeologist, right? And you're like sifting through the code, and you're like, what actually changed for the bug you're trying to fix? So
yeah,
be nice to your open source maintainers, everybody. Give them minimal PRs, unless you've talked with them ahead of time and been like, hey, I found a couple typos, so I just threw those in there, and then I can be like, okay, and I know to expect it.
exactly. Oh, so do you want me to add? I can use my same branch I used for the last PR, which was add aboutus Spanish translation, and just be like, hey, I did the button translations and the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll still need to open up a new pull request because I already accepted and merged your last one.
Yeah.
So that pull request has been closed, but.
Yep. All right. So added GitHub and feature button localizations or about
we can say we accomplished something on the stream today.
Yeah, hey, we shipped some code today.
That's right. But like, we also learned something. Like, even though we haven't solved this SVG problem, we were able to rule out some other possibilities, right? So we were able to confirm that when we build from source and deploy directly to your device, that the SVGs show up. And then this next, once Homebrew's done installing the bundle tool, then we can test the Android app bundle that I pushed to the Google Play Store. Because kind of like you were alluding to earlier, like maybe there was a problem in that build, and the next build, when we push version 2.1, it'll just be fixed because, well, I don't know, who knows? Maybe there's like a bug in the build tools, or maybe I changed something in CS Proj since then. But we're still getting incrementally closer. Even though we haven't necessarily like fixed it.
I mean, and it's part of the process. Like, it's just stuff you learn every day. Like, you could have so many years doing apps, but everything keeps changing. So at least for me, this is the first that you build. Like, you install it in the Pixel 5, in the Pixel 3, like just the SVGs go away. Like, what? So yeah, it's definitely a good way to show also the community that it's okay to just take your time, analyze stuff, investigate, and you don't have all the answers. So yeah, definitely a good
That's
way
the truth.
to practice like your how you're gonna figure out stuff, right? Organize your thoughts for the
Yeah, and really what
system.
it is, or at least the way I think about it, is you just kind of lay out the steps in that are required. So like we have the source code,
Mhm.
and then like how do we get to that app being on your phone? And it's like, well, the first step is we have to build the source code. So that's kind of where we started, right? We said like let's build the source code and push it to your device. And then that looked like it works. So it's like, okay, well, what's the next step in the chain? It's like, well, I would create an Android app bundle and submit it to the Google Play store. And so that's kind of the step we're at now is like, let's take that Android app bundle and instead of pushing to the Google Play store, let's push it straight to the device. Because if we push this bundle to the device and the SVGs are missing, then this is a test I want to run before we publish version 2.1. I guess realistically, I would just ask Luis to. I what am I trying to say? I would still publish to the Google Play Store, but I wouldn't push it to production. So I would push version 2.1 to beta testers, and then I would just tell Luis to be like, "Hey man, download version 2.1 as a beta tester. Do you see SVGs?"
Yeah. Oh, and we have button tool now. Yay! Finally.
So
All
easy,
right. Yeah.
right? Step one of the docs: download bundle tool.
How are you gonna download it? You figure it out.
Yeah, what? We want us
uh,
to hold your hand? You think you're supposed to be helpful? Don't be
yeah.
ridiculous.
Okay, so here we can go now. Bundle tool, build APKs, bundle, and since I'm in the desktop, what was the name of our bundle? It was that. No. Let me just open the Finder. Brandon Minnick. Yep. So desktop.
Tilde/desktop.
Yeah.
Because tilde tells us to go to your user folder.
Desktop. And nope, still no auto completion.
Try doing this. So say bundle equals double quote, then tilde/desktop. And see if like even desktop auto completes. Well.
Nope.
Huh.
That's weird. Let's just try and put the command and see if it. I don't think it's gonna trigger, but okay.
Or you can just you're already on desktop, so you can just say /.
Build APKs. Did I put the command correctly? Yeah, build APKs. And the name is.
Should just be com.
Um,
Does that autocomplete? Nothing, huh? That's weird.
let's see. GitTrends. That's it. And AAB.
Yeah.
And output equal APKs. Ooh.
Interesting.
The APKs will be signed with the dev. So you see,
Cool.
that's so weird. It doesn't autocomplete, but it works.
Well, maybe.
Well,
I mean, it looks like it's doing something.
Yeah, like it looks like it's. There it is. See, we just generated all our APKs. Okay, that was our contribution to the stream today. Thank you for coming, guys.
Now we either drag and drop that, or looks like bundle tool has a command line there.
Oh, this install APK. To deploy your app from an APK set, use the install APK. And where is it gonna deploy?
Yeah, that's gotta say like, see if the drag and drop works first. And
yeah. try our luck here.
I've never seen .apks before, plural.
Me neither.
That's a new one for me.
I think in the docs I was reading before here in the bundle tool thing. No, it doesn't work either. In the bundle things here, it's basically like all the different APKs for all the architectures are inside of this.
Yeah, like you can see
And
it's 262 megs.
so let's see what this bundle tool install. Do they have a help here? No, they don't.
Missing required APKs flag.
Okay, let's see. Bar,
So-
Yeah, but don't they have like a bundle tool help? Yeah, they do. Okay, let's see.
Oh,
Install
install APKs.
installs APK extractor from an APK set to a connected device. Replaces already installed package. Okay, but how do
That
I
should
tell
do it.
him which? Oh, here.
I assume it's just using ADB to see if there's a Android device running or connected. And your Android device is connected with a USB cable, right?
Yeah.
So
let's see.
it should just work.
And I just passed it the path, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, dash APKs.
And still no auto completion, but that's
So bizarre. Yeah,
I guess I'm gonna just copy paste this.
smart.
Yeah. Enough torture terminal. Unable to determine the location of ADB. Please say the ADB flag
Duh.
or define Android home or path to yeah, so let's
If
where's
you
the
type
location?
ADB, does anything happen? Can we do a brew install ADB?
It should be already installed, but
It is.
yeah.
So that same Xamarin Android folder
what is this?
is where
Maria
ADB
ADB.
is.
Okay.
Let's see.
So yeah, it's in the
install
Xamarin
ADB,
folder.
Homebrew. Brew. Oh, here it is. It's brew install. I'll drop this in the private chat.
Okay.
It's Android-platform-tools.
Android platform platform tools.
Yeah, because when Xamarin installs, just like the bundle tool, it also installs ADB, but it doesn't create that alias.
Yeah.
So I assume the bundle tool is just looking for the ADB alias, which doesn't exist.
Here. All right. So hopefully.
So really, step one on the Google Doc should have been brew install Android platform tools.
Yeah.
Step two should have been brew install bundle. Bundle tools. And then step three should be these instructions.
Yeah. I
Way
mean,
to go,
but
docs.
if you're, I guess they're just assuming if you're in the Android native docs, you're an Android developer, you're supposed to have the Android platform tools, you're supposed to have your ADB alias set up and everything. So maybe they just assume a lot of stuff, which they shouldn't, but
Yeah. Yeah. Because probably if you install Android Studio, probably.
And I thought I had it here. I have so long. Yeah, I
You
have
do
it.
have it installed. Well, never mind then.
But it's been so long
So
that I opened.
no excuses, Google Docs.
See? 2019 is the last time I opened Android.
Yeah, I used to use Android Studio to create emulators and stuff
Yeah,
back in the day.
but it's no longer needed. Like I even used it before because I like to play a lot with the constraint layout by that
Oh
time it
yeah.
was like recently released. I was like, wow, it's so cool to put, like, connect everything within each other and play with the spacings. But then yeah, eventually, okay, there it is, ADB. We got ADB.
All
We're
right.
so close.
Come on.
Okay, let's see. Yes.
That's progress.
The APKs have been structured in the directory.
Oh, no errors. So it
Okay.
must be installed on your phone.
Ooh. Yeah, I see it here. Wait,
Yeah.
how do I know? Let me see. What is the version?
I think you'll have to launch it, right? Oh no, there it is.
2.0.3.
Cool.
Okay. Nice. Success. 20 minutes trying to get this bundle tool working, but we won the fight. Oh.
Oh, and we got an answer. No
Yep.
SVGs.
That's good
Okay.
news at least.
So there's something about. So at least we figured out at least a step closer. We found what was broken and we didn't have to go through the Play Store.
Yeah.
Um,
I wonder if we do this. And wait, I clicked the wrong one. Oh, but then which one is being installed, right?
yeah, that's what I was just wondering. You could probably go to that folder it gave you, that var/var/folders.
Oh yeah. Oh, but this is on the device. Okay.
So copy. Yeah, just say open space and then paste, and that'll open Finder.
Yeah, but that's in the
Oh, it's a
device.
file. You can say open space /var/ and let's see how far we get with the tab to complete. /var.
My bad. Slash bar.
I see folders. Yeah, that looks good so far. T.
Oh yeah, T. Ooh.
Okay.
Oh. Five.
No.
No, none of them was.
Dang. Well. Jeez.
So that's the thing. Was
So
this? Maybe it was a
um,
temporary folder while it installed.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's those are all temporary files and stuff in there.
Yeah.
If you want to try one more thing, then we can call
Yep.
it a day. Since you have the source code up, switch it to the App Store build, App Store build config. So yeah, select App Store, and then just right click on the Android project and say archive, and that'll generate the app bundle.
Oh, but I don't have the key store for this. The prod key store.
You shouldn't need it.
I should let me do it ad hoc. Missing
Yeah.
API keys.
Oh, yep, that's so I don't forget. You can just jump in that file and comment out that line of code. It's in GitTrends.shared /constants/Azure constants. So yeah, the common project folder. I'm sorry. Then shared, then constants, Azure constants,
There it is.
and there's that little if-def. Because I published to the App Store once without my API keys. I said never again.
All right. So you want
Yeah,
me
you can
to
just comment that one line, and then archive again.
All right. Archive.
So basically what we're doing here is the same thing that I will be doing when we push to the Google Play Store with version 2.1. And this archive will give us the Android app bundle that, again, will be going to the Google Play Store. And what I'm thinking is we'll just do all the same steps with this AAB file. Like you'll generate the APKs and push it to the device, and
And there we can verify it was something that in that version was broken, and by
right,
doing all the changes we have done last
exactly.
months, it got fixed.
So
But yeah,
yep, it kind of, like you were saying earlier, like let's keep an eye on it, let's check it before we push it next time.
yeah,
This will give us a heads up.
yeah.
And if the SVGs show up with this, then
We solved it without even knowing.
yeah, we can basically ignore it going forward.
Yeah.
And it kind of also tells me that we should move to get this build out faster than I'm moving right now. Like right now, I'm just pretty laid back on this. Like, let's let Bryce work on that issue. I haven't even reached out to the translators yet.
Yeah.
But if you push this to your pixel now and the SVG show up, then yeah, I'll reach out to everybody this weekend and
Yeah.
kind of push everything along more quickly. We could get it out next week.
Yep. Yeah. Sounds good.
But if the SVGs are still missing, then who knows? And we've still got the problem.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And I think we tried searching up this issue and no one has come up with something like this, I think. It's definitely something new, I think. But hopefully it's fixed. Hopefully it was only on the last version.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I would try, or probably the first thing I would try, if the SVGs are missing, I would turn off the linker and see if that was the problem. Hopefully that would solve it. If not, then we could play around with the other build settings like ahead of time compilation, which shouldn't affect anything. I don't think that removes anything. There's embedding the native assemblies. We could play around with that. There's a couple build settings we can toggle. I've had to go down that rabbit hole before.
Oh, I forgot the archive process. It's like a full build again.
Full build, full AOT.
Yeah.
So it'll be a couple minutes.
Outputs.
Yeah, if you go to view, there's an archive window. So you might have to go to other windows.
Here.
Yeah, archive down at the bottom.
There's. Weird how that's not sorted by alphabet.
Yep. Sure is.
You see?
Don't know why you wouldn't, but yeah.
Maybe they sorted by importance or something. I don't know. Most used to least used. Could be.
Yeah, they probably just slap things on as they're added.
Yeah. Done building project.
Okay, so oh, there it goes. Now we're AOT and
Moving. Yep. Nice.
just getting one step closer, man.
Yeah, definitely these two last sessions have been someone would say like, oh, they're chilling, they're not coding that much, but
Yeah, right.
these are parts that help you in the future, like not following these same mistakes, right? So now in the future we see something related to SVGs going away. Obviously we're gonna solve it way quicker, but yeah. I've liked our two streams so far.
Yeah, because I mean, it's all stuff that I would be doing myself. Like if I had this device where the problem was happening, then like these are the same steps I would be following. Compiling just takes time, which is annoying, but I don't know, man. I'm excited to try out the new Mac, the M1 processor.
The M1? Yeah, I've seen a lot of people talking about it. I think
I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah. like my Mac is due for a change, I think in a year or year and a half. So I'll probably when I change it, I'm definitely gonna go with an M1.
That'll be about right. I mean, I just saw, let me pull up that article if I can find it, um, that Apple is slated to announce a new MacBook coming up because right now
Yeah,
they only put the M1 processor in the MacBook Air,
yeah.
the MacBook, or the Mac Mini, and what, the 13-inch MacBook Pro. So they still haven't added it to the 16-inch yet, and they should be releasing that in or next, so in a couple months. Ah, dang, I can't find that article. But yeah, the rumor is there's a new MacBook Pro 16-inch on the horizon, and that'll have the M1, or maybe it's an M2, or maybe they call it the M1X. But
Yeah,
it's like something like a 16 core processor is the rumor.
nice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, let's hope it's around the same price range they are right now, and they don't come and throw us like when they came up with the what's it called, the huge Mac CPU, the huge Mac desktop.
Oh, just the Mac Pro.
Yeah, the Mac Pro. I don't even want to remember its name just based on the price.
That thing's
Yeah, I
wild.
remember we used to make fun of like just how much the wheels were costing and everything.
Oh yeah, the wheels,
Uh,
like another $1,000. Here we go. So this is the
yeah.
rumor that it'll be called the M1X processor. It'll have 12
Hmm.
cores. 8 are what they're called performance cores, and 4 are high efficiency cores. And it'll come on the MacBook Pro 16-inch. It sounds like they're also getting rid of the touch bar. They're gonna bring back the function keys,
Nice.
and
Did you
there's gonna be
does
something with ports
yours
too.
does yours have a touch bar?
Yep.
Is it how long have you had this Mac?
Oh, this is my second MacBook Pro with a touch bar. The one I'm using now is a 2019 MacBook Pro.
Oh. So the first
Um,
one, did your touch bar continue working fine until you eventually got rid of it or no?
I think it's under my desk right now. I could check it, but
Mm,
yeah, I never had any problems with touch bar.
yeah. Mine is
The
like flickering nonstop.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh,
sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like the touch works, but the I think it's the a problem with the light, right? With the flex. So yeah, I'm
that's
not
annoying.
fixing that because it's not like I use that much the touch bar, but it's kind of annoying that that doesn't work. Like the touch bar works, and it's just the light that is messing up.
Hmm.
Yeah, mine is 2018. So yeah, and I saw
Gotcha.
that some of the 2018 are have that issue, and I was like, oh, okay. And it doesn't appear in the first year because if it
Hmm.
would appear the first year, I would just take it back. Hey, go fix it.
Right.
No, it appeared
Warranty,
like a year and a half. Yeah, it appeared
of
like a year and
course,
a half after.
of course.
That's
Uh,
something
yeah, touch
special.
bar's gotten a lot of hate. I don't understand why people like hate it so much.
Yeah.
Because I never use the function keys. And you can still use the function keys. You just push the function button, and then there they all are. So, it's I don't use the touch bar all the time, but it's nice for changing the brightness, the volume. I use it for emojis. Like
Yeah.
you can type the name of the emoji. So like I can type smile, and then the touch bar will display a couple smiling emojis, and I can just tap them. So that's nice, but that's really all I use it for. There's no real like app that I'm like, this app will be unusable if I lose the touch bar. Like
Exactly.
if it goes away, then I just basically just lose my emoji autocomplete, which minor
Exactly.
inconvenience.
Let me create a new certificate. I was gonna use one of my old certificates, and then I forgot. Oh yeah, it asks for a password. I don't remember the password of that
Huh?
certificate.
Oh, that's
Oh,
not good, man.
let me see if I remember this one. No, man, they should just
Hopefully
let
that's
you grab the file. That's it.
yeah, but you're signing it, so they want to confirm that it's you, the developer, and this is really the only way they can.
Well, let me do a key.
So hopefully that's not an App Store app because you're kind of screwed if you forget your password for.
Yeah, those are just old keys I had there to test side projects I was doing. They're dead now, so it's okay.
That's good.
And I also keep them like in a file. So yeah, let's see, GitTrends. Okay. That's good. Okay, we have a key. Imagine I forget the password I just said. What was it again? Hey, no. Wait,
What?
that was not intentional. Wait. What was it? Let me write it slow. I don't know why I put it so long. Come on.
It's taking a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think it's gonna work. It took more than 2 seconds. That's the one. Now it's just like frozen there. Oh, there it is.
All right.
Perfect.
All right.
All right.
Back to the command line. Call it a day.
Hey, where are my commands? No. Don't tell me. Let me see. Ah, there they are. All right. So where's the ABB one? Ah, I can just use the same one and do. No, I need to run the ABB command first. I hate how I
no,
can't just clear this.
it was
with
still a
the-
bundle tool command.
Yeah,
Because you have to create the APKs.
this one.
Yeah,
Yep.
that one.
So let me delete. Okay, I already replaced it. Yep. It found the key store. You imagine ask for the password here again.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking how ironic that is like the bundle tool is like, screw it, I'll just use the default.
Exactly.
Whereas like the Xamarin APK signer is like, no, you need to give me the password. You're like, can you just use the default? Like, no.
Yep. So now we can run this. And did I uninstall the app? Let me
It'll
uninstall
replace it. The doc said it replaces it.
Oh,
And we can
yeah.
confirm it too. You'll see version 2.0.4 was the version
Visor.
on this bundle.
Oh, yep, there it is.
All right,
Nice.
let's launch it.
Wow, that was way quicker than the first time we did it. See? Progress.
Yeah,
Progress.
that's what it's all about.
Let's see. Success.
Look at that. Look at that. We don't have to change a thing.
We solved the bug we didn't even know we had. That's how good we are.
All right. Boom.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
I would say, yeah, this is a successful stream. We fixed the bug. We have the translations for the buttons in the settings page that we missed.
Oh yeah, you want to check that?
Oh yeah. Try demo.
Might as well.
Settings, about, and okay. Now let's change the language. Español.
That's
About.
good so far.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
beautiful. All right,
Yeah.
ship it.
Okay. Good to go.
We'll
So
ship it to the Spanish Google Play Store.
yeah. So something I noticed in the Android one, it's not a deal breaker, it's not a showstopper for us, but here we need some more spacing, a little bit
Hmm.
more. Because if you
Yeah,
notice here, like the avatars feel too close to the text, right? So
yeah, no
yeah,
problem.
we can give it a little bit more, and that should be it with this page. So yeah, next steps for next stream will be we need to reach out to the other community members to do the localizations because now we know the version we have up in the store has that issue, and this new version is going to solve that for the latest pixels.
That's right.
And that should. Oh, and we also need to do the GIFs and the screenshots, and that should be it, right?
Yeah, and we can even publish it before, like, if I get those translations in, then before Wednesday, which I don't know if I will, because it depends on a lot of people's schedules. But
Yeah.
I could publish it, and then we can update the screenshots. It's not
Yeah.
they're not tightly coupled like that.
Yeah. The important thing is just to get the pics out, and whoever has a Pixel 5 doesn't see that issue. We don't want more 1 stars like, hey, I don't see the icons here. So yeah, I would say this is a good progress for today, and we can wrap up. I don't know if there's any events coming up. I know for that Net Dominicana, the event we had tomorrow had to be postponed. We announced it in the meetup. We're postponing it for next Saturday, but it's gonna give you guys good time because we're gonna basically raffle three vouchers for the Azure exam. So take this time because the requirement to do that is complete your Azure Fundamentals path and send us apply to the form we're gonna be uploading with proof that you completed it and you're ready to take the exam. And yeah, next Saturday we're gonna be raffling that, and hopefully you guys can get your certification in the next couple of weeks. So yeah,
Awesome.
what about on your side, Brandon? Do you have any upcoming news, events?
Let's check the old calendar. Oh yeah. There's a whole .NET Conf on Thursday. So
Ooh, nice.
.NET Conf focus on Windows, and I can tell you, well, I guess I do technically have a UWP app in the Microsoft Store, but well, I wouldn't call myself a Windows developer. I think a lot of this. Actually, let me share a link. .NET Conf Windows. Go. I'll drop this in the private chat so you can share it with everybody.
Okay.
So a lot of it is going to be about WinUI, which WinUI is what .NET MAUI will be using for its Windows apps, and it's something that I've heard of, I'm familiar-ish with, but I don't know enough about it, and so I want to learn some more about WinUI. But most importantly, the last session of the day is Maddie Leger and David Ortnow talking about the future of native apps in .NET 6. So it's going to be all about .NET MAUI. But along the way, there's building hybrid apps in Blazor, Windows APIs. There's all sorts of good stuff. So I've literally blocked off my calendar for Thursday so that I can just watch all this stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna tune in as well. So yeah, thank you everyone for coming to our session. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. We had a hard time learning about the bundle tools and installing how to install Homebrew, and yeah, we got everything working. We confirmed that the bug was fixed, so success.
Ship it.
And we hope to see you next week. We hope you have a great weekend and take care. Goodbye.